Maybe you don't have an attitude problem. Maybe it's not always as simple as people want to make it seem. Because here's the real question. When you were a kid, did you have permission to express your emotions, or did emotions usually come with a consequence? Because if having feelings when you were little was dangerous, now you probably feel everything, and then you immediately hate yourself afterwards for it. You over-explain, you apologize, you downplay your own feelings to make everybody else comfortable. And somewhere along the way, you forgot about your own safety. And if you've ever been called too much, too emotional, too sensitive, too needy, you probably didn't just hear that when you were a kid, you absorbed it. So you started shrinking yourself to reduce the risk of disapproval or invalidation or being made to feel like you were too much. And I'm not saying that to shame you. I'm saying it because I know what it feels like. But listen, I need you to hear this. You don't have to keep abandoning yourself to keep other people comfortable. Before you keep scrolling, let me say something that might actually give you some relief. This isn't about blaming our parents, because yes, childhood and attachment and all that matters. But most of our parents weren't trying to mess us up, guys. We're all here living life for the first time. We do the best we can with what we have. We're all just winging it here together. And the same way we need grace for our own flaws, we've got to extend that same grace to our parents too. They were raising us while dealing with their own emotional damage, their own trauma, their own stress. And half the time, they didn't even know what they were doing. So sometimes, even when they were trying, our little kid brains took things personally. And it's not always easy to undo that. Maybe they were overwhelmed and needed space, but your nervous system heard, I'm a burden. Maybe they were emotionally shut down, but your nervous system learned that feelings weren't safe. Or maybe they told you to toughen up and your nervous system learned that you were too much. But listen, you weren't too much. You were just having a human experience around people who didn't know what to do with emotions. That's not your fault. But your parents weren't the villains either. They were just human, flawed, trying, sometimes loving and still emotionally unavailable. And I'm not saying that to excuse it. I'm saying it so you can stop blaming yourself. Because two things can be true at the same time. They did do their best, but it still impacted you. It's not messy, it's just reality. So here's what I want you to try. Next time you catch yourself shrinking, I want you to pause and ask yourself one question. Am I being myself, or am I doing that thing again where I try to be less so people don't leave? Because here's the truth. You're not too much. You never were. You just adapted to people who didn't have the capacity to meet you, and realizing that without turning anyone into a villain is how you finally get to meet yourself. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about why you keep researching instead of healing, and why knowing your attachment style is not the same as changing it. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.